In 1925, the world's most powerful nations sat down and agreed that some ways of killing people were unacceptable. Not killing itself, just certain methods. Humanity looked at the full menu of violence, said, quote, zero, and then quietly kept eating. These are 7 weapons that even war said no to, ranked from merely horrible to internationally nightmarish. I've done my best to keep this informative and respectful. I have mostly failed. Let's begin. Number 7. Expanding bullets. In 1899, the Hague Convention banned bullets designed to expand inside the human body. These were called Dum-dum bullets, after the Dum-dum arsenal near Calcutta where the British made them. A standard bullet passes through. An expanding bullet mushrooms on impact, shreds tissue, splinters bone, creates a wound cavity several times its original size. A one-shot with splash damage. The military banned them. Police forces around the world still use them. Banned from ranked play, but still available in casual mode. The logic is that police need to stop a threat without the bullet passing through and hitting a bystander. The result is that a bullet considered too cruel for soldiers is standard issue for the officer outside your grocery store. Make of that what you will. Number 6. Chemical weapons. April 22, 1915. Ypres, Belgium. German forces opened 5,730 cylinders of chlorine gas and let the wind carry it into Allied trenches. The gas was heavier than air. It sank into the trenches where soldiers were hiding. Men drowned in the fluid their own lungs produced trying to fight the damage. The man behind it was Fritz Haber. His resume is possibly the most contradictory document in human history. His nitrogen fixation process, the Haber-Bosch method, made synthetic fertilizer possible. That one invention feeds roughly half the people alive today. He won the Nobel Prize for it. The same brain created the chlorine gas deployment at Ypres, Nobel Prize for saving billions, chemical weapon for killing thousands. Same guy, same chemistry. His wife Clara, also a chemist, shot herself with his military pistol 10 days after the first gas attack. Haber left for the Eastern Front the next morning to supervise the next deployment. Area of effect damage on an industrial scale. And the developer queued up for the next match before the respawn timer finished. The Geneva Protocol of 1925 banned chemical weapons. Countries signed, countries stockpiled anyway. Countries used them. Ethiopia, Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Syria. The patch notes were issued. The exploit was never actually fixed. Number 5. Incendiary weapons against civilians. Napalm sticks to skin. That's not a slogan, it's a material property. It's a gel-based fuel that burns between 800 and 1,200 degrees Celsius, adheres to whatever it touches, and is nearly impossible to extinguish. Water doesn't work. Wiping spreads it. For reference, your oven maxes out at about 260. Napalm starts at 3 times that, on your skin. Protocol 3 of 1980 banned incendiary weapons against civilian populations. Not against military targets, just civilians. You can still use it on a bunker, just not on the neighborhood next to the bunker. The line between the two is roughly the width of a spreadsheet cell. Napalm was used extensively in Vietnam, Korea, and World War II, all before the ban. The ban didn't remove the weapon, it just updated the terms of service. Number 4. Anti-personnel landmines. A landmine costs between $3 and $30 to manufacture. It costs between $300 and $1,000 to remove. It waits in the ground for decades. It doesn't know the war ended. It doesn't expire. It's a PvP trap that stays active long after both teams have logged off. The Ottawa Treaty of 1997 banned anti-personnel mines. 164 countries signed it. The United States did not sign. Russia did not sign. China, India, and Pakistan did not sign. There are an estimated 110 million active mines in the ground right now. They kill or maim roughly 15,000 to 20,000 people per year. Most are civilians. Many are children. The mine does not care. The mine was never given instructions to care. Number 3. Cluster munitions. A cluster bomb opens mid-air and releases 200 to 600 smaller bomblets over an area the size of several football fields. Area of effect damage, maximum coverage. The problem: 10 to 40% of those bomblets don't explode on impact. They just sit there, in fields, in playgrounds, on roads. The idle timer on these things is measured in years. 98% of cluster munition casualties are civilians. Most are hit weeks, months, or years after the conflict. Many are children who pick up the bomblets because they're small, colorful, and look like toys. That is not a metaphor. They are literally shaped like objects children are drawn to. The Convention on Cluster Munitions was adopted in 2008. The US didn't sign. Russia didn't sign. China didn't sign. The 3 largest militaries on Earth looked at a weapon whose primary casualties are children picking up colorful objects and said, "We'll keep those." The bug report was filed. The bug remains in production. Number 2. Blinding lasers. Protocol 4 of 1995 banned laser weapons specifically designed to cause permanent blindness. This is the only weapon in history banned before it was widely used. Every other entry on this list was banned after the damage was done. This one was banned on the loading screen. Pre-release patch notes, which, honestly, is the one time the international community got ahead of the meta. The logic, a weapon that permanently removes your ability to see but doesn't kill you, was considered crueler than one that kills you outright. The diplomats decided some forms of survival are worse than death and built a treaty around it, which, for context, is one of the most disturbing sentences ever agreed upon by adults in business attire. Number 1. Biological weapons. The Biological Weapons Convention of 1972 banned the development, production, and stockpiling of biological agents as weapons. Anthrax, smallpox, plague, botulinum toxin, the entire roster of infectious diseases weaponized and deliverable by aerosol, artillery shell, or, as we covered last video, a stamped envelope. Japan's Unit 731 in Manchuria conducted bioweapons experiments on live subjects during World War II. Plague-infected fleas were dropped on Chinese cities. Prisoners were exposed to anthrax, cholera, frostbite. Between 200,000 and 300,000 people died. After the war, the United States granted the researchers immunity. In exchange for the data, the raid boss got a deal, not a trial. The convention has no verification mechanism, no inspections, no enforcement body. It runs entirely on the honor system, which, given literally everything else on this list, is exactly as reassuring as it sounds. Here's the pattern. 1899, expanding bullets. 1925, chemical weapons. 1972, biological weapons. 1980, incendiaries. 1995, blinding lasers. 1997, landmines. 2008, cluster munitions. The list gets longer every decade. The weapons keep getting used. The only thing that changes is the paperwork. Poisons were subtle. These weapons were not. But we banned the weapons. We didn't ban the submarines that carried them, and those submarines have stories of their own.